Hey, good morning to you. How are you doing? The question for me for you today is, how are you feeding yourself better? How are you feeding yourself better? I want to share with you one simple tip to help you feed yourself better. It's really honestly, probably one of the biggest tips I can give to you about not only feeding yourself better. You ever hear that eating better? No, we're going to say feeding yourself better, and losing more weight, right? I don't know how much weight you have to lose, and you don't need to share with me. I'm not going to ask you. I know a lot of people I talk with on a regular basis have a lot of weight to lose. The reality is there's a lot of weight that needs to be lost in this world. It's kind of scary to think that in 2030, statistically speaking, 1 in 2 people are going to be obese, and I want to do everything in my power to help prevent that from happening, or at least to slow down that process. It's inevitable that that's going to be coming. Not to be dark and grim about it, but if you could be not part of that statistic and I could be of help to that, then I'm going to do just that. And I want to give you really right now one simple tip about how to feed yourself better, right? How do you feed yourself? Now you're thinking, well, are you talking about food? Because I eat relatively healthy. I even have people that tell me, Mark, I don't know why I'm losing weight. I'm eating really healthy. But then we kind of dive a little deeper and realize, and they're not tracking how much that they're eating. They're not tracking how much that they're exercising. They don't really have much structure there. And I'm not here to go into that. Otherwise, we'd be here for a while, because there's lots of reasons people struggle with weight loss. And one of the things is how you feed yourself. Now, we're not going to talk about food. Really, the thing I'm asking you is this question about feeding yourself. The tip to feeding yourself better is getting feedback. That's the one thing I feel that unfortunately a lot of people that just kind of wing it, they just go it alone. They just kind of play the guessing game, whether it be at the gym, with a diet. They go online, they go on Google. They do all those things like, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But the only one that's giving them feedback is themselves. And the hard thing about giving yourself feedback, right, is you're probably really smart in a lot of things. You're a parent, you're a business owner, you have a good job, good career. Maybe you're retired and you're a grandparent and you've lived and you have quite a bit of wisdom, but you're still struggling with your weight. And I would say as well, maybe chances are all the things that you were successful in, you probably got outside feedback and a set of outside eyes. And I would say, I don't know why it's so hard for people. I'm not talking motivation. I'm talking somebody with outside eyes looking in that can give you feedback. And my mom, I was going to title this, Can I Make a Suggestion? My mom is notorious for making a suggestion. If you've ever heard that before, I'm sure if you have a mom or a mother-in-law, hey, can I make a suggestion? Now, that's awesome if you want it and if you're actually going to take it, but it's not really going to do you any good if you actually aren't going to do anything with it, right? Like, there's lots of suggestions, lots of tips, lots of value that I've provided. Maybe I've posted a tip on how to drink more water, all these types of things, and maybe you don't want that. But if you are struggling, if you're still struggling with weight, now we are in the 7th month of 2021, January is literally around the corner. I know, don't hold your breath, because if you hold your breath, next thing you know, 2021 is going to be gone and the weight's still going to be there. And the big tip that I can give to you, the big tip to make what you're feeding better, to feed yourself better, is to get feedback. Truly feedback. Feedback is so important. It's something that's not only helped me in my fitness journey, in my business journey, in my spiritual walk with the Lord, having feedback. Now, who do you get the feedback from? I know, here's the hard thing now. Okay, Mark, I've been told all this thing about my weight. I got to count the calories. I was told I can't eat carbs. I can't do this. I can't have sugar. I'm restricted for that. I only can work out at this time. I can't eat after 7, right? You're being told all these things, and you're at a point now where you probably just don't trust anybody anymore. I know that's the hard thing. Well, Mark, I get it. I want feedback. I want good feedback, but who can you trust in this world now? Now, I'm not even telling you if you don't really know me from, your next door neighbor who maybe you've only spoken to a couple of times. I'm not saying you have to trust me, but I can tell you that there are a handful of people over the years, more than a handful of people, who have trusted me, and they got the right feedback. And guess what happened when they got the right feedback? Guess what happened? They lost their weight. They lost weight. They took my advice. I made a suggestion. They listened to my suggestion. They went on it. They followed the suggestion, and guess what? They lost more weight and they started to improve how they were feeding themselves. And I'm not just talking food. I'm talking feeding themselves with the right exercise, feeding themselves with the right mindset, feeding themselves to improve their habits, feeding themselves, even some who shared with me spiritually, that those are improvements because they're feeling better about themselves. They're having more energy, they're having more clarity, and they're able to pursue all that God has for their life because they're feeling good, they're feeling better. And there's nothing wrong about feeling good or feeling better. And it's hard if you're the one giving yourself feedback. And a lot of times the feedback that you give to yourself is negative feedback, right? The only way that you're going to improve, the only way that you want to maybe make positive out of a negative is to get some positive feedback, right? Some good feedback. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's not all, what's the guy? I don't know why it just popped in my mind. Champagne and caviar. Champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Now, it's not all about that, right? In fact, you're probably going to have to make some lifestyle habits and changes. Again, there's no magic wand. Trust me, if there was a magic wand, I would absolutely wave it and I would make all of your weight loss problems go away. But the next best thing, since I don't have a magic wand, is that I can give you the right feedback. Now, again, if you have everything dialed in, if you're in great shape, if you're not on a weight loss journey, awesome. Like, keep going, keep doing it. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. But if you're struggling, if you're stuck, did you see? I don't know if you saw, I don't know if you've been hiding or haven't been following, but I have a contest I'm doing, 12-week contest, summer slim down contest, where you can actually come into my circle, my inner circle, and get the right kind of feedback. You can get the right kind of suggestions to lead you on the right path to get that weight off. You can lose up to 15 pounds a month. Well, like, Mark, I've heard people have lost, like 20 pounds in a week, right? Again, I'll ask them where they're at in the next 6 months, right? I'm talking about weight loss that you can get off and keep off and stay off so you don't ever have to diet again. If that sounds enticing to you, I want you to type down below or send me a private message, 12-week contest, 12-week contest. Just drop that in below, or you can drop me a private message. That you can do that as well. And anyway, take care, God bless, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great, blessed day.